Good afternoon. I'm gonna have a stream of maybe 1 hour on the topic that I discussed on last stream as well. There's a little bit of time from the last stream, and I think like at that point this project was planned to be a bit more static. I'm not even sure like was I planning to make this into a website back then. What it currently is gonna be. So the idea of the project is to make this kind of, well, it is still gonna be quite a static website, but it's gonna be like an interactive website nevertheless. So I want to make a website that shows what are my current interests in terms of themes, or these kind of like a pro topics here on the left column, and then in terms of skills that I want to develop here in the right hand side. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger maybe. Yeah. And then yeah, the skills here on the right hand side, and then like projects that are gonna like specific projects that that might be like then connected to these different teams, and also like the way that I want to do the project, then that is kind of like related to skills. And the purpose is kind of like to make this kind of like is to give out a lot of information in short. Give a lot of information concisely. Yeah, I think that's kind of like, I think it's more and more important like these days that you are a very like concise communicator, because people are busy. They don't often have so much time. So yeah, this is the purpose. And here there's a left column here, this kind of like details column, and just a minute. So if you click any of these nodes here, then that's gonna show like details on that specific issue, like this specific theme or these skills or this project. And I think like regarding these details, I kind of like want to focus specifically on these projects that like yeah, I think like maybe most of these themes or skills, they might be more self-explanatory. They're kind of like known commodities, but then like when you go to these what specific projects I want to do, of course that need more explaining. And this is, yeah, there's maybe like few audiences with this. I've considered that there could be like, I could have like a direction to here to this kind of like voting form, so that the user could express which of these they would like to see me pursue. Can I actually wonder if I can put how to do this. Yeah. So I think I have this problem that I have like lots of project ideas that I'm gonna like explore to some extent, but then I have a maybe hard time committing and finishing different projects, and part of the reason is that I'm not sure which would be the most useful ones to pursue, and this is a way to gather some opinions of other people on that, and this is specifically for when I'm doing this on my free time. So what do I want to kind of like spend my time on? And at the moment I have a lot of time in my hand. I'm not in any employment at the moment. And the second reason regarding employment also would be that I want to express to potential employers on what I'm interested in. And it might be like specific projects, but it might just be like these teams or skills. And I also don't want to like give the too much impression that these are the only things I'm interested in. But I think it's good to kind of like give some idea. I think this is like better than CV or I think it's a complement to a CV in a sense that a CV is kind of like a look at the past of what I've been doing, but then our of course our preferences, our focuses change over time, so this can reflect that better than a CV. Yeah, and I'm also like looking maybe like employment is also, but there's also like a little bit of like maybe a bit of a moonshot that crowdfunding would be nice. So if like enough people somehow express that okay, I would want you to do this, I would be willing to pay money for these things to happen. Yeah, that would also be cool. Yeah, expressing what would happen if like or what stuff would be more likely to happen if I could fund it or something. Yeah, and it's also somewhat good like this is some kind of like order of preferences of what kind of employment or funding I would like to have. Yeah, there's a lot of this is like very much a work in progress, but I think it's also quite close, at least to some like initial publish stage, and it's gonna work on there's this like GitHub pages thing, so I can like host this website for free there. So this has been created in this is like R, the Shiny package in R, and then it's JavaScript, and it has been like I would say like 100% wipe coded with ChatGPT and Claude more recently. I think it's mostly Claude, you could say. It's also this has also been like for me a venture into these, like a further venture into these AI softwares. I haven't been like so like yeah, I haven't used them a lot before this. Yeah, and I'm still also like not totally sure about all the ethical issues and stuff like that when it comes to them. Yeah, let's do some of stuff here. Yeah, some of these nodes or these lines, they are like, okay, for example, like this. So yeah, one more, one more. Sorry, I'm gonna take some water. Sorry. So, so the leftmost section here, it's not going to be part of the actual published app. It's just like it's only visible for me. It is this kind of a tool for making the website. It's a kind of like a shiny dashboard tool where I can like, for example, here I can change some font sizes and that kind of thing. Let's see. Yeah, here the node text. I can make this node text bigger, for example. And it's also a little bit broken in some senses. There's some issue with like some placement stuff. But let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna remove, for example, this node here. I'm gonna show you how to. So there's these edges. So I'm gonna select this one. I think it's 305. Oh wait. Oh, it's 221. Okay, I think it's this one. So I'm gonna click here, remove, and now it's gone. And for some reason this size, okay, I think the size keeps changing. Let's see if there's a way to fix this for good. Let's try that one. Okay, I'm gonna make some other change here and see how it reacts. Yeah, it's a bit, I think it's a bit complex complex topic, this these dimensions. I haven't like totally figured it out yet, or the AI hasn't. Okay, yeah, let's look at like some other nodes here. Just the only one related. And there should be like this kind of that if you hover or click something, it's gonna like show the connections from that node to other nodes. I'm gonna figure out. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try something. oops. Separate views, and then I'm gonna bring this one in here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, now let's look at. I'm gonna actually remove these empty nodes, and then I'm gonna do a bit of testing on if there's. Okay, there's this test node. Remove. I'm gonna remove this as well. So now let's try this one. So let's do the write. I'm still not like this write QMD. It should there's this text file that has this text that I have, and this write should kind of like override it. But okay, now let's see if I gonna like restart this. Does it remember me destroying? Yeah, it works in that sense. It kind of like remembers that I took out those. Let's put this a little bit here. But let's try adding a node here. So I want to add a topic. Yeah, that's more of a test that if we add a node and then we add some text to it and then we reload, so will it bring that text back in here? So we're gonna add a project node. So one thing that I want to do, like if there's a like I'm thinking if kind of like we live on average sustainably. So what would it look like on average? And I'm just thinking like, yeah, let's put it at 205.5. So now it goes there. So there's no text for it and it doesn't connect to anything, but let's try and adding some text. So they have it chosen selected here. So if we add some text, can I also, yeah, I can change the node because I had this idea that I should add at the end of each project type what kind of project it would be. So we're gonna apply this. And now we're gonna try, okay, we're gonna save this view and then we're gonna try write the QMD, and now I'm gonna reload this so it doesn't remember it. Do we have to press load QMD? So it's not remembering it. Let's try to load. Yeah, it's not remembering it. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, I'm gonna fix that later. I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna be changing these titles. So yeah, I want to have on each title like what kind of project that would be. So it's just about, so here, and I can just select it like this. So this will be text. Yeah, I had this like these type indicators here, and they were in the top left corners of each of these nodes, but I find that there's a significant lack of space, and they were kind of overlapping with the titles, and I think this will take a lot less space if I just write them all in parentheses after the title. It also, I think it also makes this holding a little bit cleaner, cleaner to look at. And most of these are some kind of text, like some kind of blog post or something, and yeah, or and many of these are, yeah, many of these are very quick, could be like very quick to produce. Okay. So let's look at, yeah, okay, maybe I'll just, I had them, if I want to add some more stuff at the moment. Yeah, maybe let's look at these connector lines for now. Actually, I'm gonna look at first about these title sizes. So header title, so we want to make this bigger, and for some reason it's it wants to yeah, I'm not really sure like what's the behavior here for. So the header subtitle, this should be bigger. It would be kind of like nice if there was a little bit more space here under this line. Save that for now. I can make it a little bit smaller. So next thing, kind of like we have to think like what are the in what ways can I make everything a little bit more concise. I'm gonna make these team height's a little bit taller. There's like it's like somehow it's always like very aggressive effect on the. Yeah, I think it has to do like I shouldn't be zooming in at all here, but it's I don't know. This looks weird behavior. I make them smaller, but it kind of like appears to make the whole UI like bigger, which is very like counterintuitive. Yeah, I kind of want to create this so that it's kind of like nice that if they are at the same height as this one. Yeah, okay, this one needs to have a connection in here, so so edges, we're gonna add edge from European Union to this tool for demonstrating blah blah blah. It shouldn't be this color. Let's see what kind of. Yeah, it's correct color. Yeah, I think this is just like old. This is just some old like stuff that's not used anymore. Like the real color is somewhere else, I think. Not sure where, but they should all like take the color from this one if for all the lines that link to these teams, they take the color from based on the team, like the line color. Okay, this sustainable life, what would it look like on average? I think this connects to existential risk, global harmony, and climate change. So, sustainable life. There we go. Yeah, it just keep like just keeps bouncing around. So we can have the global. Like that. And yeah, climate change. Oops. Okay. It's kind of funny that it's you look at these nodes, it puts it to the bottom. It doesn't like this is like maybe one thing. If I can try to fix that. This line, this node should start here like higher up. Now it's kind of like it has this awkward overlap here for other nodes leaving here. I could also make these nodes so that they always kind of like end up at exact same spot. I think I'm gonna look at this like through here. If I choose any of this, like, is it linking to everything it needs to link to? So this links to existential risk. It could also like link to this global harmony, or it could also link to climate change. Yeah, I'm gonna at least link it to climate change, I think, because yeah, this is gonna look even worse like this. yeah, there's this weird overlap you can see here. And yeah, it's also like there's quite a many of these lines going around, but I wonder if it's kind of like enough that the user can see the color. Maybe the colors have to be a little bit brighter so that they are distinct. Yeah, I think this is like a very technical thing. I'm just gonna have it for existential risk. This is not related to. I don't think this is related to any of the skills actually. So, okay, here's about removing edges. So we're gonna remove 202 to 301 like that, and yeah, we're gonna just remove everything like that. And here this one, yeah, this is good. I could link this to climate change. I'm just like wondering if this climate change getting too much. It just happens to be like that. Yeah, I think I have to do this. I'm just gonna like do pretty much all of, try to be like pretty lenient now on adding these, and then I'm gonna just look like if there's like yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is EU and climate change. Yeah, I think that's correct. And it's data visualization and websites or dashboards. That's correct. Yeah, this doesn't link to any skills. So what would it? Yeah, that's correct. Carbon pricing thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's an error here. Like it should connect to data visualization, not dashboard. So I'm gonna save this for now. What was this? Oh, desk change. I think I have to. It might have been that I didn't press this button and that's why the text didn't show up for this one. It might be something like that. Yeah, so this is linking the wrong one, so we're gonna choose. It's a little bit tricky here now. Like I don't see. So this is 206. Okay, here. Oh, this was the wrong one. No. Yeah, it's this one. No, I don't think there's. I should maybe add like some kind of like I don't know, undo button to this UI. Also, like this one here, like, okay, I don't know. Like, this is much more easier here in this selection because you can see what you're adding or removing. So we're gonna add from here to data visualization, like that. Oh yeah, and then to the videos. Okay. So next, I think, yeah, I don't know why, like this shouldn't be linked to any skills either. It's just, I think like in general, all of these text items, they're not like, they're not linked to any of these. Unless there would be like something where I don't know, wanted to use, I don't know, I don't want to use AI for writing. I think that's, or yeah, I don't know. That there's like big dangers at least in there. So okay, so we're just gonna remove. It's nice that I get to remove some of the nodes or some of these lines or edges as they're called here, because it's here. Because there's so many of these that there's so much overlap. Okay, this again, like I don't know why it, like everything has been like almost linked to these dashboards and website, even though it doesn't make sense. So it's 208, I think. Okay, it's remove or okay, 208 and 302 connection, like that. Okay, and this one. Yeah, I think that's correct. And homepage. Yeah, I think that's correct too. Yeah, I think now they are like up to date, the connections. So what we're gonna do next, I want to see how, if I want here this kind of like save PNG, and you're not gonna see this now, but I'm just gonna like check because there's been this little bit annoying issue that if I make this PNG, it's yeah, there's like some pretty big differences to what you see at the screen right now. Well, not like big, but some annoying differences. It's like, okay, for example, some of the project text, they go on like 3 rows, and this dashboards and website text, it goes on 1 row, and it goes over the box a little bit. Yeah, and that has to do like because there's some kind of like conversions from this view, or it has to do with like the vector nature of these items, and they have to, because it's kind of like restructuring them again for the PNG, and then there's some like tiny differences in that. So yeah, it's not like a big difference, but it's a little bit annoying. And I also like don't want to just take like a screen grab either, because that's more work. And why I want to have like that kind of print function is like if I want to share this on social media, this site, it's better to just share it as an image, and maybe like attach the link to that like give the link like alongside the image. Because, well, first of all, the algorithms like it better if I'm not giving a link directly. I could also, like, that's like one thing I'm gonna, let's see, I have somewhere, no, okay, here, watermark. So you can, okay, can you see bottom there? Yeah. So like having the link here, so then like this text would also come out to the print. And so if you are kind of like more interested, then you could like, well, maybe that's gonna be a little bit of a problem because the link is gonna be quite long, because it's gonna be this kind of like GitHub link. There's gonna be my GitHub account name. So it's gonna be quite many like characters. So that's a bit of an issue. Of course, I could use some of those link shortening services, but they have like they're not like a perfect thing either. For example, if I want to change the link at some point, like change where it's host, then I would have to buy like a paid subscription to those link shortening services. And other thing is also that I think it's more people are more trusting to link or to click on links that are actual links and not this kind of like if it's just like this, there's this Bitly service, so before clicking it, they're not sure like where it's like redirecting them. But if they know, okay, this is a GitHub link, this, because it's just like there's no redirection, but it's just the plain GitHub link. That's more people trust GitHub as a website. So and they know, yeah, they know what they're like. They know better what they're getting. There's also like one thing that I've been pondering is that because now if I print this, it's gonna show this graph area like this, these teams, projects, and skills, and so on. It's not gonna print out this this column here, but it could be like a nice. And part of the reason of that is I want this kind of like one-to-one aspect ratio instead of like a wide picture, because I think that's better for social media, because it's better for mobile phones, and it's gonna be okay for desktop as well. And like so much of the browsing these days is done in mobile phones that can be a good focus. But yeah, I could also like, in a sense, it would be nice to include this area here also that has this the user, like before clicking the link or coming to the page, the user would know what's expecting them. Like it might not be like obvious that by clicking if there's like, if it's just this one here, it might not be so obvious that by clicking the link, clicking these nodes, you get more information. But if you see this text here, then you're gonna know that, okay, if you come to this page, you can do this, you can click this, and you get more information. Yeah, so that's yeah, I'm not sure. There's a little bit of trade-off there, and also I would get and okay, oops, and user would also know that, okay, I can vote. If I go to that site, I can vote for what are my preferences, and they would know already like what kind of funding I'm seeking and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm not sure. Okay, what else do we want to do? I'm gonna again take a look at the I would want the lines to be a bit thicker, but I don't know if that's something I can do now. And there's also no. I think I could make these a little bit taller, and I think I can make the texts a little bit bigger. So we're gonna control at least the project height. Let's see what happens. And then no text into 20 pixels or 19 pixels. I'm just gonna check like what does it look like now. It might not actually, I don't know if this, because I didn't. Also this zoom is a little bit aggressive. I want to get back to that later also. I'm just gonna try to put this to 20 and see what happens. I'm just gonna. Is it different in? Okay, now it's going like in 3 rows here. Can we make this gap smaller, so vertical? Okay, that's actually the wrong one. Column spacing smaller. So this is how close the. So this may. The wider this is, the easier it is to track these connecting lines. So there's a trade-off there as well. I'm also kind of thinking, and it also creates a little bit more kind of like this negative space, which is nice. Yeah, I don't think we can afford to have it that wide. I don't know if there aren't many places where I can cut space. Maybe here, like I can make the vertical gap a bit smaller. I can't go to 9. I have to go to. So that saves a bit of space. And then it's about this height of these things. I'm not sure if it's really doing a lot of good to make this. I'm just gonna like see what kind of print does this produce now, because it looks bad now on the. Oops. Yeah, it's not too good. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna height. Or maybe I can try to no text size. Like I just wanted to force it to be in 3 rows. And can we? Yeah, there's some issue there. Like it's not reading, or it maybe at wrong spot. It doesn't read like the width of the page too well. Yeah, this is not working too good. Okay, let's just revert back to this being light 18 and gonna make this smaller as well. Yeah, also I'm not sure if I have to like I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna end the stream soon, but I'm just gonna play around with this a little bit until I get like a nice enough looking graph, like the printout. Yeah. I wonder if I should have the project type. If I should have the project type at the beginning, like instead of like in the parentheses in the end, like should I have it at the beginning of the thing? Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna be actually okay. I'm gonna increase the. Let's see what happens if I increase this font size a little bit. These subscales. Let's bring it to 15, and then we're gonna save. There should be. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think the most annoying at the moment is this doesn't really show it, but in the BNC this line change is like these are very close to each other. Okay, but I'm gonna end this here and maybe stream again sometime continuing on this.